Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Tell your sister I said welcome back. Your parents, welcome back. Everyone who you know, welcome back. We're in a different environment. Where are we again?
We're at Marlow Club.
Marlow Club Gym. I completely forgot that we're in Marlow. Alright. Like I told you, I'm going to be going everywhere. Today again is something different. But before I get too excited, let me introduce the human being I have with me. Again, I'm privileged. You know, I can't just take these moments for granted. So thank you so much for meeting up with me.
Yeah, my name's Henry Manning. I am a fitness instructor at the moment, soon to be personal trainer. But my main thing is I'm a natural bodybuilder. I recently won my first competition as a junior. So I'm 22 at the moment. So junior's 23 and under. And I've got nationals next Sunday, so October 22nd, where I'll be competing against the best of the guys in the federation from around the country and some guys in Europe, South Africa, and then obviously depending how I do there, Worlds in Boston, so hoping to win there. So yeah,
mate, that's first and foremost, obviously standing next to you. Look, I'm not saying I'm the biggest guy in the world, but normally when I stand next to people I look big, but right now I look quite small. I mean, this top is not tight enough. Look at this. You're in good shape, man. Yeah. End of the story is you're in good shape. So I'm really, give him a little flex, man. Then it's a little, you know what I mean? All right, let me give you. You know how you mentioned that you're doing this naturally. First and foremost, that's really impressive, because a lot of people, like you're saying, they're taking drugs to just because they're impatient. They want to make everything quick.
It's all about it's like get rich quick, you know. People want to get rich quick. People want to do everything the quick way. Yeah. But sometimes, as they say, speed more haste.
I like that a lot.
Don't rush things. The way it's like with a sculpture, you wouldn't want to rush a sculpture. At the end of the day, it may sound vain, but I'm sculpting my body.
In bodybuilding, what's the aim? What are you trying to look?
Obviously to build muscle, I mean, on the off season, you see a lot of guys that get, I wouldn't say fat, but they put on fat and they don't look good. I'm not about that. I think, it's at the end of the day, if you're sculpting your body and doing it naturally, you need to be aware of how you're growing, how your body's changing, how you're developing. And if you have that layer of fat, that thick layer between your muscle, you can't see as much. People do it because they get stronger, and yes, they can lift heavier weights, but you can't see. And at the end of the day, they look like crap half the time. If they look like crap 3/4 of the year and then 1/4 of the year they look good, I'd rather look good all year round and see where I'm making the changes. So from that point of view, it's good with that respect. And yeah.
How many times a week do you train?
I'm the type of person that overtrains, may in some way. I live in the gym. I mean, especially working in a gym. It's a lot of time that I spend here, and obviously now it's sort of my life. But yeah, I mean, I try to train every day. There are times, like for example this weekend, family things. People can get results training 3-4 times a day. Back in the old days, guys would train. It was funny, I was watching a video and this guy was saying that men were only allowed in the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So these guys were doing full body workouts 3 times a week. And these guys look good though, because they were training hard, they were eating right, but they were only training 3 times a week. And for some people it's about finding what works for you. Everyone's individual. Some people like to train every day. Some people don't have the time, or some people like to go and socialise. And yeah, it's just about what works for you. I mean, sometimes 3 times a week, 4 times a week is enough. I mean, for me, I've got a split where I can train every day. I give my muscles enough rest, and I know in my head, with my knowledge, how I can train, and I know I can train every day without exerting my body.
Okay, with what you just said, with your knowledge and stuff like that, do you think then it's important that when you're weight training to understand like the human anatomy?
That's definitely helped me. Back when I first started training, I had a good knowledge. Always been an athlete and always been interested in sports, anatomy, physiology. But after going further in depth and sort of being aware of how the body moves, that helped so much, because I can do exercises that people probably look at me in the gym like, you know, what is that guy doing? You know, that doesn't. It's not an orthodox approach. So I'm quite unorthodox in my approaches. I do lots of different weird exercises that people, and the old school stuff as well, old school exercises. But yeah, it's just about doing new different exercises and pushing the muscles in and hitting angles that you wouldn't normally hit. You know, like for example, I'm trying to work on my upper chest. So I'm doing a lot of really high single arm cable. So literally, I'm only working through the range up there just to hit that top spot.
Oh, I can see it. So that also help with the cut.
To focus on that top corner.
Okay.
So to get that bit of separation there.
I'm learning.
Bits like that. I mean, even like, for example, a cable row. So I'll do a single arm cable row. Put a little bit of twist. So that slight twist at the rotation of your torso hits that lower lat. So trying to build those. I mean, this is more for bodybuilding because obviously I'm trying to get everything as a full package. But yeah, you know, I mean, the things you can use in your training, and for anybody that wants to build a bit of muscle, it's just different exercise. It makes things interesting. You know, if you're going to the gym every single day, you know, you want to do things that are a bit different. You know, things that make it a bit exciting.
Okay, all right. So from that discussion, I like this. I really like this. First and foremost, you said everyone's body is different. So what you do doesn't mean that it's going to work out for someone else out there. But obviously, you're just giving your advice to the people, and I really respect that. Secondly, you're saying the knowledge is important of knowing your muscles, knowing how. It doesn't hurt to look weird, basically. It does not hurt to look weird in the gym because that weird person might be doing the right things. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that comes to like another thing that I strongly follow. At the end of the day, I don't go to the gym to ego lift. You know, being a bodybuilder, I'm not a power lifter. I don't go and do 1 reps. People quite often ask me, "Oh, what's your bench? What do you bench? What do you squat?" I mean, yeah, I've done some 1 reps, but I don't work to build that. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a weightlifter. I'm a bodybuilder. I do 8 to 12 reps pretty much. I'll go higher when I'm, getting the pump, chasing the pump, or when I'm prepping. Like now, I'm doing sometimes 30 reps for 1 exercise. To get that blood through, lightweight.
You said 70% is diet, right?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? What would be the perfect meal for you?
Ooh, that is a good question. I had someone else ask me that, and I didn't even know. So I can't answer that because there's lots of perfect meals out there. For me, at the moment, because I'm on my prep, I separate fats and carbs. If you want to lose fat, fats and carbs don't mix. You choose one or the other. The whole ketosis diet is basically based on high fat diet, very limited carbs, puts your body in ketosis. But I only do that for 3 or 4 days, depending on the person. Some people maybe 2 or 3. And then you need some carbs to refeed your body, to refill the glycogen in your muscles, feel you out a bit. So like on days like now, I'm a bit flatter, so they call it, so a bit smaller. And then when I have carbs, that fills out the water, goes in my muscles and fills them out a bit. So perfect meal. I really like tuna steaks. They're really bloody expensive. Fish just too expensive, but fish is good. I'd say at the moment, because I'm on prep, fish and asparagus combined is a diuretic. So diuretic makes you expel water from your body. So trying to get that last little bit of fat from every place in your body.
So that combination there is basically, you call it a diuretic. Right, diuretic is basically for it to just take every single inch of water away.
Natural diuretic. So they do have diuretics which are pills, which the non-tested bodybuilders will take, which makes you expel water. But vitamin C, fish, and asparagus are sort of the main ones, at least that I know of. There might be more that I know of that sort of help with that. So
what are the advantages of that though? For you losing?
So getting rid of that water, so making me look leaner and more ripped. So seeing the vascularity, the striations.
Prepare you for competitions. Alright, okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning. So, what's the tip you would give to someone who wants to be a bodybuilder, or not even bodybuilder, but who just wants to be involved in gym exercise, but they're not sure about what they should eat and stuff like that?
Reading, people. I know sometimes people are lazy, and I'm the same, but for me it's something I enjoy, so I have no problem going away and reading about it. But the internet, there is a lot of misinformation, but there's also some really good information out there that The main things that you'll get the most information out of, although they are sometimes hard to read, are studies. So Google Scholar, you know, things that are scientifically backed, that have had experiments done. You know, they're laboratory based, and they have, you know, these processes that properly show the results. You know, bro science, as they call it. You know, some guy in the gym that's like, oh yeah, you know, if you pick up 10 kg dumbbells and curl them 20 times, your biceps will grow 1 inch. You know, it's
that's not scientifically proven, is it?
You know, it's scientific evidence. You know, and there are a lot of guys out there that are doing scientifically based stuff on sports performance and sports physiology in relation to muscle growth and sports performance.
So another thing we were speaking about earlier on, I had to tell him to stop because I wanted to ask them on this show. You know, I like it when I ask people with the first-hand information, the first reaction. So I saved it for you guys. You're talking about losing body fat, and you speaking about you said fasted
cardio. Yeah.
Explain. Just give me.
That's like what's it? The Holy Grail. For me, yeah. I had one of the younger teenagers that competes in my federation. He asked me, like, struggling with that last bit of body fat, and he's just smashing out like an hour of really hard cardio. But the amount you're going to put your muscles through, you put yourself at risk of injury, and you know. It's not fun doing an hour of the same thing, sitting on a bike for an hour. It's not. So for me, the most effective way, and this is scientifically backed, I'm not just bro science here, you know. So high intensity interval training. Interval training is good, but high intensity, where you're at 90 to 100% of your maximal efforts, is the most effective way that you can go and look at, the audience can go and look at studies. There's all the studies that suggest HIIT is the best way to burn body fat. So fasted cardio basically means that you're in a fasted state, so your body doesn't have any food basically. So obviously you go to bed, you're sleeping for however many hours, you know, 8 hours, 6 hours, and you know, your body's in a fasted state. So you wake up, you're on an empty stomach, you don't eat anything, maybe have some water to hydrate your body, hydrate your spine, that's very important, and then go and smash out. You know, you only need 20-30 minutes of this HIIT.
Really?
I mean, this morning I did 10 minutes on the bike, really hard, so working sets. So I did like 20-second sprint, 40-second rest. I did that twice, and then I went into 10 and 30. 10 and 20. So 10-second sprint, 20-second rest, 10-second sprint, 20-second rest, 10 minutes. I was knackered, and then I went on and did some circuits, like some ab circuits and little areas that I'm trying to focus on, building that little bit, trying to get that little bit of improvement in before my competition. But yeah, so going to the gym on an empty stomach in the morning, bit of HIIT training.
On the whole fasting situation, when do you stop eating? Is it for dinner or?
If you're gonna eat carbs, I would say don't eat carbs sort of after 5 or 6, no matter what time you're going to bed, really, unless you have a training session where you're training late at night, you're training at 8, 9, 10 o'clock. You don't need the carbs because your body's just going to store it as fat because you're not burning it off as energy. So if anything, dinner should be sort of fruit, veg, not loads of fruit, lots of veg and protein.
I'm taking on board a lot of information. A lot of information right now, but it's good. It is very, very good. Okay, wrapping everything up, my guy's got an Instagram and he's making his own YouTube channel. Please explain to people what your YouTube channel will be about.
I'll be looking at doing quite a variation, quite a varied channel. So I'm quite a good cook, so I like cooking, you know, obviously making all the food. You know, obviously I do the boring bodybuilding stuff, but you can be healthy and happy. You know, you can eat good food without being, you know, chicken and rice or chicken and potatoes, you know, really boring. You can have sauce, you know, sauce isn't bad. It's just moderation, everything in moderation. So yeah, I'll be doing a bit of cooking, some recipes, also talking about nutrition. So maybe nutrition for the recipes, and just general nutrition. So like we talked about with the fats, carbs, you know, stuff like that. Do some workout videos as well, so some exercises that I like to do, maybe my whole shoulder routine, or you know, what I do for my legs, stuff like that. Also do some discussions, you know, hopefully once I start to build a bit of a viewer base, you know, they have maybe some questions that I can answer, do some Q&As.
If you like what I do on this channel, if you like my personality, if you like the way I think I'm humble, I'm humble, right? Yeah, good. Yeah, if you like the way I am, you will like this person. I'm telling you now. And if you're into nutrition and everything which we've been speaking about today, add his Instagram. You will find out when he will have his YouTube channel, 1. And 2, having his Instagram also shows you what ideas he has, because you also post your pictures. Have I seen you posting
information on their stuff as well? Like, I've put a little bit on there. Yeah, it's something I need to start investing more time into, because definitely, you know, I've got that potential to do it. It's just actually doing it. You know, as you say.
That is what always catches everyone. You want to do it, but it's always that final push to actually getting to do it. So add that Instagram. We will always stay on top of it, so we'll always let you know when he actually has his YouTube channel. But until then, stay tuned, add it, and my man, good luck, bro. I hope you win that competition, go to, and you end up flexing against my uncle Babatunde.